Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Macarons, the podcast where me and my best friends talk about random topics. Some of it's going to be interesting and some of it's not. But let's get on our way.
What's up? My name's Kato. I don't know what I'm doing here or how any of this happened, but I'm excited to be here and I love you all.
My name is Gus, and I do know how this happened. We can talk about it sooner or later because it'll tell you how we came up with the name Macarons.
And hello, my name is Justin. I guess I'm going to be the main host here, and Gus and Kato are going to be my co host. How do you guys feel about that?
Feel good. Feel real good.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, so this is all Justin's idea. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks, Justin.
Of course.
Yeah.
Come on, Gus. Help me out. There we go. That's nice.
Yeah, we always hang out and we say the stupidest things all the time. So we just thought it'd be fun to share those stupid things with all of you. And Justin actually has a few topics already that we can start with. So
I do. Okay, so one of the topics I do want to talk about, Kato just took off his
Sorry.
shirt.
I'm sweaty.
It's too bad we're not videoing.
I'm sweaty.
We could hit 1 million views just like that.
First video.
Yeah, first video, 1 million
Cool,
views.
yeah.
Right on.
Okay, but I was talking to my roommate the other day, and he said that there are some topics that should just be made in private, and then there are some topics that you should say in public. For example, politics. I was debating that I feel like politics should be talked about in public. However, he thought that it should be only a private matter that no one should really know about. Do you agree or disagree, or do you have your own views on this?
All right.
I actually agree with your roommate.
Really?
Yeah, because politics and religion and certain topics like that should just stay private to their own person because sometimes there are too many things that people just don't agree with that causes even more problems to arise.
Okay, but do you think that bringing those topics out into the open with a bunch of people would be a good idea? Because now you're getting different viewpoints on one subject.
No, I disagree.
Really?
Yes.
So besides politics, are there any other topics that you think should just be private and only private?
I would say religion and maybe relationships. That should remain to the person itself.
See, my thing with religion is I don't know a lot about religion. So if someone came up to me and was like, "Oh, I'm Buddhist," I want to know everything about that. But what if we're at like Chuck E. Cheese or something? Does that mean you can't tell me about Buddhism because now we're in public?
Well, first of all, if I'm at Chuck E. Cheese, then tell me to leave because I don't know why the hell I'm there.
Chuck E. Cheese is awesome. They have some of the best pizza ever.
That should be something that shouldn't be talked about. Chuck E. Cheese.
Facts.
Thank you, Kato.
But I have some interesting opinions on this topic because half of my family, you see, is very, very democratic.
Mm-hmm.
They like, AKA my grandpa loves Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Not gonna go anywhere with that. But we don't have time to unwrap all of that. But and then the other half is like a little bit Republican, that sort of deal. So, and sometimes things get really, really complicated at like family get-togethers and stuff. Personally, I think it's hysterical. It's amazing to me, the things my grandpa says to my cousin. Like, so we were sitting at Christmas dinner. This is a memory I had of like 2 years ago or something like that. And this was like going on during the whole presidential election stuff when Hillary was running. And my grandpa said to my cousin, Hillary had already apologized what else do you want her to do? And my cousin responds without hesitation. He goes, a public execution would be nice.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
I was like, all right, you know how you talk to your family at Christmas
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah,
But,
of course.
Your cousin sounds amazing. He
And
sounds
then-
like he goes to Chuck E. Cheese.
he probably does. He's a Marine. He's really, really cool. But he's an interesting fella. That's for sure. Yeah, and something I really, really admire about my grandpa, though, not really admire, just think it's funny, is he doesn't give two shits about nothing. Like anything. He will bring up whatever topic whenever he wants.
Oh,
Like
that's
there
the
was,
best.
we were sitting there watching the old Grinch. Same Christmas happening. Same Christmas. We were sitting there watching the old Grinch, the cartoon version, you know.
Yeah.
You can imagine. I'm there with my
It's a good
family.
one.
And then I don't know why he does this, but he just turns to me. He leans over and whispers, and he's just like, I used to think I was a master on women and women's sexuality, but it turns out that I don't know anything. And
All
I'm
during
like,
the Grinch?
all during the Grinch. And I was just
Wow.
like,
You
cool,
know what?
Grandpa.
But
Okay,
if
but
you
the-
think
but
about it, the Grinch does bring out certain topics from people.
But
why is women's sexuality one of them, Gus?
Those who's, they out there, man. They out there.
He's the funniest thing about that story is, though, he wasn't whispering. In his grandpa mind, he was whispering, but he was talking loud enough for the entire room to hear. And everyone was like, why are you doing this? And yeah, that's my best Christmas memory ever.
well,
In
you
case
already
you were-
know me.
in case y'all were wondering.
I can't wait to be a grandpa. I feel
Uh-huh.
like as a grandpa, you have more fun with your family than you do as a dad. Because as a dad, you know, you have to, with your kids, you have to make sure that they're being responsible or everything like that. But as a grandpa, you don't care what your grandkids do.
Mm-hmm.
I know my grandpa does not care what I do around the house or anything like that, but my dad definitely does. I feel like grandpas are just so much fun. They have so much life in them and everything like that. Can't wait to be a grandpa.
I feel like, you know, all of my family are always in my business. So I wonder if I'm going to be the type of grandpa to be in everyone's business too.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're definitely going to be a grandpa who's like, hey, I haven't heard from you in a day. What are you doing?
Are you saying I do that to you?
You do that to me already. I can imagine what you're going to do to your future family.
Well, you know, sometimes people get lonely, and I feel like as a grandpa, I will get lonely too. You know, you never know what your life as an old person will be like. For
You're
sure.
going to be an angry grandpa. I already know.
I mean, I already complain about my back problems, and
You have your old man shoes.
yes, I have my old man shoes that.
Dude, don't hit
I
on the
don't-
shoes. I love Gus's shoes.
Yeah, I love my shoes.
The
because-
suede ones, were you talking about?
The what?
The suede ones?
Are they suede?
I don't know.
I don't know what they
Isn't
are.
that
I'm talking about your
shampoo?
suede dress shoes that you wore like the first day of work. you had.
No, actually, it's those.
That's what I thought we were talking about.
I don't know if you remember that time that we went to, I think it was Marshall's.
It was actually Ross.
So, yeah, we were at Ross, and Kato was looking for some stuff. And then I said, you know what? I want to get some, like, snazzy shoes. But I want them to be comfortable. And so I was looking all around, and then I found these that look like slippers, but then they have a platform as if they're regular shoes. And everyone calls those my grandpa shoes, but I feel like they're one of the most comfortable things that I have ever bought in my life. So I think I'm the winner in this. But Kato also bought some shoes at Ross, and
They can't see you. It's audio.
No. but-
Kato's showing you the shoes, so
But
feel
you
it
can't
in
see
spirit. Feel the shoes in spirit. Describe your shoes,
All right,
Kato.
let me explain this. They're Pumas, first of all. They're Pumas. They got a black sole. Most of it is like a nice heather gray, not really like a charcoal gray, but a nice heather gray.
Sounds like teenagers. Black sole, a little bit gray.
Yeah, and then It's got a black toe, heather gray laces, and a black like tongue thing. It doesn't really have a tongue. They're kind of like slippers too, but they're really, really comfortable as well. I really like them.
They are pretty sick.
I've gotten a lot of use out of them. When we were working, I met this kid. His name was Dave, and he had Pumas on too. Yeah, and we bonded over that for a while.
Were they the same shoes or?
No, they were just It was just Puma. It was on the job, and then he had Pumas on too, and we actually have the same major.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah,
That's cool because no one bonded with me after seeing my, grandpa shoes.
Oh, I'm sure the grandpas did. I'm sure the grandpas are like, oh my god, that young kid over there has my
that
shoes.
whippersnapper.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off my pants. I mean, no one can see, so
it's
I'm
okay, so
I'm sweaty.
Yeah, I guess this is like technical difficulties.
It was just wardrobe malfunction, I guess.
I guess. Should we pause it and then say technical difficulties?
No,
they're fine. They need a play-by-play.
Oh,
true. Okay.
Feel free to describe my undies if you want.
Okay, so
your Belgian break? What was that?
Kinda. It's got a removable buckle. I got that from Ross too. Not the same trip.
Yeah, I feel like you just go to Ross on your free time.
I love Ross. Ross is
my roommate works at Ross, so I'm gonna be going there a lot more.
Bro, your roommate?
My roommate.
Tell him to drop the discount code.
I don't know if he can do that.
Disappointing.
Well, anywho. Yeah, I'm going back to the Grinch because, anywho.
Okay.
So
you
about
were
the
saying
Grinch,
how the Who's could get it.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that.
You did say that.
That's what you said.
No, I didn't.
Let's play back the audio.
No, I did not say that. I guess I could agree with some. But anyway, what I was going to say is that preferably the best Grinch movie, in my opinion, is the Jim Carrey version.
Why?
Because my God,
son.
Jim Carrey,
Come on.
he kills it.
Listen, it's a good movie. I'm gonna keep it real with you, but there's nothing like the original. That's a family tradition right there.
But what about the newest one? I actually kind of liked it.
I liked it. Yeah.
Because they gave the Grinch a backstory, like now he's an orphan and that's why he hates Christmas because he didn't have anyone to spend it with. I think that's a deep topic for a children's movie.
Plus Tyler the Creator did the music for that.
No, yeah. I really
nice.
enjoyed this new Grinch because of the story. And I loved every moment of it. I think, and some people may disagree with me, but the old Grinch cartoon version is the worst one.
Oh, no, take that back.
No, I will not.
I'm not gonna comment on that. That's just sad.
Why do you think that?
You probably spit on puppies.
No, I just feel like, it's just very uninteresting to me. At least with the Jim Carrey version, we have this crazy Grinch because of Jim Carrey. And then this new version, we have this really good story that just starts to evolve.
I mean, I kind of get that, but at the same time, I don't think anything beats the original. But then the newest one, again, they had a backstory for the Grinch and about family. And I think that whole aspect of it made the movie so much more enjoyable because now you understand why the Grinch is the way he is. Because he had no family. And speaking of family, I was talking to my roommate last night about this, and I want to get your opinions, or I guess your answers.
You talk to your roommate a lot.
I do.
Okay, first of all, before we move on, just want to throw out there, the new Parent Trap is so much superior to the old one. That's just facts. I don't
the
make
one
the
with
rules.
the twins?
Yeah, you mean like Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
It's so much better. Lindsay Lohan
Lindsay Lohan before she
played
went
that
crazy.
role perfectly.
Before
Is she
started-
crazy?
Well,
Is she locked up now?
No, she got better. But
Really?
I think during the time she was crazy, I think she went to Chuck E. Cheese.
When was she crazy? I don't know. I don't know any moments when she was crazy.
She was like, on the drugs, which no one should do, and yeah, it didn't work out well for her. I think she also tried Botox. Also didn't work out well for her because I don't know. You know those puffer fishes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Lindsay Lohan.
So
Nice.
Lindsay Lohan was Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob.
She became
No,
a puffer
because-
fish. That's what you're telling me?
Well, yeah, but like Mrs. Puff is a different kind. You know,
Is she?
she's like the puffer fish.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to put some respect on that name.
yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Put respect on that puff. Well,
You know who goes to Chuck E. Cheese? My
Who?
mom.
Yeah, just Chuck E. Cheese is awesome. I
No,
don't know why Gus is hating on it so
bro.
much.
If you're not talking Peter Piper Pizza, I don't want to talk.
I think-
like that's the
I think
that's
Chuck
the
E.
Cheese,
stuff right
if you're
there.
not talking Pizza Hut, in my opinion,
No,
Gus,
but
Pizza
does
Hut
Pizza
is
Hut
so
have
good.
games? No, they don't.
no,
They just have food. But with Chuck E. Cheese, you get dinner, a show, because they have the band
dude,
playing.
those Robotronic robots are scary.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
scary, but it's dinner and a show. It's
No.
entertainment. That's what I paid for.
no, that's not how it works.
I think
By
that's
the
exactly
way,
how it
Pizza
works.
Hut is closing a lot of their restaurants, and I am really sad about it.
It's
Why?
because no one
Aren't they-
goes there besides old people who just suck up Social Security money.
See, we were just talking about me as an old person, and I think I'm already that
And
old
we've come
person.
full circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
full circle.
By the
I am
way,
the old person.
the Pizza Hut on campus got a lot better.
Did it?
It did.
That's good.
I mean, Josiah, he walked in to the office today, and yeah, the pizza was bigger and a lot heartier.
Heartier?
Yeah.
So it's full on greasy, cheesy.
No, it's like last year it was too
Greasy,
greasy.
cheesy, beautiful
Like-
cover girl.
My stomach does well under pressure, but like that pizza last year, I couldn't eat it like after the first few weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I always used to grab right before I went to work.
Really?
Because, yeah, it was quick, it was easy.
No, but the
I
pizza
could
got
grab
better.
2 of them for 2 transfers and then just take it back to my dorm and then just eat those really quick. It was amazing.
The pizza got better.
That's good though. Do they have more options?
I don't know about that, but they got bigger too. They're 9 inches now.
They're 9
Oh,
inches. What were they beforehand?
I think I don't know. I'm not good with
That's
math.
good.
I like how you're not good at math, but you're an engineering
Yeah.
major.
That works. I mean,
Well-
they used to be. You know how they used to be.
Yeah,
They
I
was
know,
tiny.
but I want like a size reference. Like
Yeah.
Size reference.
So like before they were like this.
this is
Yeah.
all audio, kiddo. They
I-
can't see your fingers.
Okay, so roughly my fingers are the size of a cantaloupe right now.
Okay,
Okay, but you have
cantaloupe.
big hands.
So they can envision a cantaloupe.
Okay, cantaloupe.
Alright.
we have
I was
cantaloupe.
Okay.
trying to hear me the first time.
Thanks, guys, for explaining that it's a channel.
Just cantaloupe.
Get away from the mic.
So
Oh my
Alright.
God.
and now they're like the size of a small watermelon.
Like
horizontal.
yeah, obviously horizontal.
Yeah.
But like, what do you mean by a small watermelon? Like one that wasn't fully grown, or the baby watermelons that are like fully grown? You know what I mean?
Yes.
You said not fully grown.
I'm talking
twice. You
about
just
like
rephrased it.
Yeah, well, that's the point of it. Is because I know there's the giant watermelons.
Okay.
And
All
then
right,
there's
so-
the baby ones that you can hold in like the cup of your hands.
the big watermelons like
that just
Okay,
didn't
so
go through puberty.
Mrs.
bigger than my head. Think that.
Okay.
Those ones.
so let's think of Mrs. Puff.
Okay. Sure.
So make Mrs. Puff a watermelon.
Okay.
Mrs. Puff is a watermelon.
Okay, we have
The
Mrs.
one
Puff.
the kind of watermelon that's bigger than my head.
Okay.
And then
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
We had technical difficulties.
Yeah, I mean we're still recording.
Yeah, we're still
I'm
recording.
not even sweating. But
So we're
Um,
speaking of
Mrs. Puff
so
is a
Mrs.
watermelon.
Puff is
Pizza,
a
yeah.
watermelon.
Yeah.
okay.
And the kinds of watermelons that are bigger than my head. you
Okay.
know. So take that, put it on the countertop, right?
Yep.
And then you slice into it hot dog, or no,
Hamburger.
style.
Yeah.
Right. And then you cut a slice out of that. That's how like big the pizzas are.
That's a pretty big
That's
pizza.
pretty big, yeah.
It's nice.
Damn.
That took like 5 minutes to explain.
Well, yeah.
Y'all realize that.
Well, we just kept trying to do it with your hands, but no one can see it because
I'm
it's
over
all
here
audio.
yelling.
I mean, look at
I'm over here yelling damn fruits. So
It's a fucking kiwi.
So take a kiwi, right? Now
Yeah.
make it the size of a watermelon. Oh,
well, anyway, now that we know the size of that pizza,
man. Yeah, on the campus of a VCU. Yeah, you know.
Justin was going to talk about another topic that he was,
Yeah, so I have a list of topics
Talking.
on my phone that I would like to talk about. I'm gonna let
Yeah,
Kato pick the first
he
topic.
was talking with his roommates, and I think from there we just started talking.
Yeah,
about
we started talking
other
about
things.
Mrs. Puff as a watermelon and how the size of the pizza.
I
has
don't know
grown.
why we brought Mrs. Puff into that, but sure. I mean, it's done with.
Yeah, it's done.
I'm just curious to see where this is gonna go. Let's talk about Almond Joys.
Oh, okay, yes. So the reason why I have Almond Joys listed in my phone is people give a lot of crap about Almond Joys. Like, oh, they're not good candy, or Almond Joys just suck. I like Almond Joys.
They're all right.
They're my favorite Halloween candy.
Favorite?
Yeah, just like they're so rare.
Halloween candy.
Halloween candy. When you go to that neighbor's house and they throw in an Almond Joy, all the other kids are like, damn, I don't want this.
I'll just say
But I want
this.
it. I want the Almond Joy.
The reason the name for that chocolate is Almond Joy is because you get joy out of eating it.
Yeah, because of the almond.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
It's that big almond with the coconut.
Yeah.
And if you don't like coconut, then that's your problem. But, Almond Joys are very good. You should never discriminate.
Yeah, I
because
want to talk
chocolates
about
are-
people who don't like coconut. Yeah, a lot of people eat macaroons, which is the opposite of this podcast. We found out, and we'll explain in a later episode. But those people go crazy for macaroons.
They're good.
Yeah, but then everyone
Bro, them
gets a
macaroons.
crap on Almond Joys, but that's the same thing.
Okay.
But there's no almond.
Yeah, there's no almond, which means Almond Joys are better than a macaroon.
Well,
So-
okay, let's think of mounds then.
Mounds
Alright.
suck booty juice, okay? Let me tell you something. Because they don't have an almond. The almond is what makes the Almond Joy so fantastic.
Nah, you wrong.
No, I'm not
Yes,
wrong.
you are. Okay.
I will fight you right here, right now.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
You have a thing. You
I do have a thing. Thank you, guys.
express your thing.
I will express my thing now. And that thing is,
If this takes as long as
This is Puff.
the damn this is Puff Pizza.
all right. So hold up. Macaroons are not the same thing as Almond Joy or Mounds or what have you, and the reason being, the coconut from a macaroon
Mhm.
is toasted, making it that much. It gives it that much.
So
of an
just throw
edge.
your Almond Joys in the oven for a couple of minutes.
Okay, no, because
Use the
all
toaster.
that's gonna do is melt the chocolate.
Well,
And
then
that's
freeze the chocolate and then
bruh.
yes.
That's not how it works.
Okay, and so first of all, macaroons have that edge, right?
Yeah.
Second of all, Mounds are so superior to Almond Joys.
No.
So
That is
superior.
such a lie.
That's
that's
a
just fact.
bold statement.
No one. I have never heard anyone say, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the store, get some mounds."
Yeah.
No one says that.
Bro, I enjoy a nice Mounds bar every now and again.
But you
It's-
don't.
it's a
Does
good
that mean you
time.
don't like Almond Joys?
No, listen. All I'm saying is so your grandma's candy dish.
Yeah,
If there's an Almond Joy sitting there,
I'm grabbing it.
I'm grabbing it too.
It
That chocolate
might not be my first option depending on what's in the candy dish. I'm just saying, if there's a Mounds bar in there too, I'm going to be a lot more excited for that Mounds bar than I am over that Almond Joy.
No, I feel like the Mounds is like a reject of the Almond Joy. Like someone got lazy on the production line and they're like, crap, I forgot the almond.
All right,
We'll just call it a
listen.
different
You
name.
know what? I can totally imagine that happening.
Yeah, it's all and
And you've
watch-
seen those commercials for mounds. They
Yeah.
suck.
yeah, but the Almond Joy, they open up the wrapper and like the palm trees come out. You know what I'm talking
I
about.
know what you're. Okay, listen.
And you're on a beach and you
You
have
don't
like
get
a
palm trees with
sangria
those
in your
mounds.
hand.
You don't get palm trees.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
What do you get? Like a cactus?
Screw you. How about that?
Yeah, honestly though, that was low because I love cacti.
So I blanked. I'm done.
All right, cool.
Well,
No,
you know
listen,
that.
like Mounds bars, they're part of it is I don't like almonds. Almonds are the worst nut.
What?
That's
No, that
facts.
No, that is not true.
No, have you ever had
What's
a
the
walnut?
worst nut?
The walnut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
you know
right.
what?
I am
agree.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because who likes a walnut?
Or
And they're so
or
hard
like
to open.
chestnuts.
Oh, chestnuts, those suck
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Almonds are good.
Almonds are okay. Almonds are okay. On a scale from 1 to best nut, they're probably like a 6. Okay.
But think about
Okay,
like
but-
your favorite trail mix that has cashews and almonds and then everything else that's in there. You know what I mean?
Take
So,
or
like,
leave the almonds, man.
No, yeah,
Cashews.
almonds are better than cashews.
really?
Bruh.
Yes.
What is the best nut? I think,
Cashew. Easy.
No.
Hands down.
I think pistachios are delicious.
Listen, okay. So cashews, you get like the buttery flavor of them already. There's no butter on that, mind you. You got you put a little bit of salt on there, even better. Plus, the way they curve, the aesthetic of cashews. What other nut has that aesthetic?
A pistachio.
No
They're
one,
green.
no.
They're green.
Okay, almonds don't have the same aesthetic, but they have a different aesthetic because they have little lines.
Yeah, old and wrinkly. They look like a ball sack.
No.
No.
Those
Yes.
are raisins, dude. Those are old man grapes.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then why would you look at me? Because you said old man.
Yeah, just in your shoes.
Well, I'll just say that I've heard this a million times. What's better, Mounds or Almond Joy? But
You've
then,
heard this debate a million times.
yeah, I
Who have
have.
you been hanging out with?
Obviously us.
But yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. But then I also think of Milky Way and Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers all the way. If you freeze those, wow, amazing.
I've never tried that, but that sounds bomb.
That does sound
No,
bomb.
see, I haven't tried it like that either, but I agree with you. Three Musketeers is better than Milky Way.
Well, I also
Really?
don't. As weird as it sounds, I'm not a big fan of chocolate. But
No, I'm not either. But
yeah,
if I'm ever like craving, a small snack, a chocolate comes in handy.
yeah,
Or like that Snickers, you're not you when you're hungry.
Dude, I'm a whore for chocolate. I love chocolate.
really
Dude, I want some right now.
after podcast.
Maybe.
Well, we'll get some Almond
We're
Joys.
still going to dinner, right?
Yeah, I'm still going.
Are you?
No.
Well, we were thinking about going to the 4-star restaurant on campus, and then
On VCU's campus?
yeah, obviously, and then because it's right there to the movies.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, we
You
could.
know how
We could.
Oh, damn.
I didn't even shower, though.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I have cologne here.
What kind of cologne is it?
It's some good cologne. It's
Is it?
Polo.
Really?
Oh, that's an old man cologne too.
Oh my god. No, here's the thing. I have gotten so many compliments from this cologne that I will never change it again. Because
Really?
yeah, I like put it on and people are like, wow, you smell so nice. You don't get that from an old man. You don't say you smelled so nice.
That's
to an old
true.
man.
Old people smell like
Old
sketchy.
They don't smell
They
bad.
have their own
They
scent.
smell like old. Yeah,
They
okay,
don't
but
smell
like,
bad, but
you
they
ever
have a
walked in-
certain smell to it.
Have you ever walked into a room and it's like, oh my god, it smells like old man
Yep.
in here? Yeah. They have
Yeah,
their
I
own
did know about that.
their own smell.
They do. Yeah. When I start smelling like that, that's when you can tell me I'm an old man.
Y'all ever notice that like just people in general have their own scent sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not even like it's not good, it's not bad. It doesn't smell like perfume, it doesn't smell like deodorant, nothing like that. It
Yeah.
just smells like Gus or what have you.
Yeah, that's true. You smell like, you smell like a little crisp,
Yeah, I
Crisp?
do.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like,
thank you.
it's like fruity, but like there's a little crisp in there.
So like carbonation?
No.
You know why?
Because
Why?
Old Spice Fiji.
Oh.
This isn't an endorsement, just throwing it out there. I wear Old Spice Fiji, and some people say I smell like a frat boy, but that's the best deodorant ever.
really, I
Yes.
like Degree or like Right Guard. I like the lesser brands because I feel like they last longer. First of
Okay.
all, and I feel like they smell pretty good.
That's respectable.
Yeah,
I'm sticking with Old Spice though.
really.
Mine lasts
I got
long, but
some-
I never know the name of it. I just like look at it and I'm like, okay, that's my deodorant.
Okay, this is good. Yeah.
So
Old Spice, like, I don't know, someone's working with it,
Yeah,
right? I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah.
if people tell
Actually,
me that.
let me tell you right now what my deodorant is.
Gus is reaching into his backpack.
I have deodorant in my backpack too. I
Yeah.
should put some on. It's Old Spice Swagger though. It's not the same.
It's
Wow.
Bam.
Band?
Banned.
This lasts me all day.
Really? Can I smell it?
Yeah, and it's powder fresh. That's the one I like. But I can, you know.
How does this work?
Now is it anti-perspirant?
Oh my gosh,
Is it anti-perspirant? or
dude!
just
Whoa,
deodorant?
this smells really good.
It's it smells good, huh?
Ah,
It smells like no. You know what it smells like? Here, give it here.
Do you
It
not
smells
like
it smells like baby powder. That's what it smells
it's-
like.
Yeah.
It smells exactly like baby powder.
You like that smell?
No, it actually hurt my nose. I think I inhaled too much of it.
Why'd you say it smelled bomb then? You lied.
Well,
Just-
because I thought it smelled
You
good.
a
but
liar.
Yeah, let's just tell everyone who's listening, all three of the people who are listening,
Yeah.
that Justin is a liar.
Us
and-
three.
I don't.
That's
yeah.
yeah.
I never lie. I just pretend to tell the truth. So it's just kind of like a
I
little
think
thing.
this is great. It has worked for me for years.
Really.
That middle school phase where you like smell super bad
Yep.
all
All
the
the
time.
Dude, middle
Yeah,
schoolers
this-
smell.
This kicked every sense
They
but.
smell like hot dog water.
Dude.
Yeah, and hot dog water, you know, it's
Mhm.
not good. Hot
It's
dogs
not
are good.
It's not. Hot dogs are good.
Which,
Water ain't.
you know what? If you think about it, that's kind of deep what you just said.
Can you explain why?
Yeah.
Because I'm not
Should we put that on a
following.
t-shirt? Hot dogs are good. Water ain't.
no, it's just think about how good the hot dog is, and it is in that horrible water
Yeah,
Mhm.
for the longest time.
sure.
More like 6 minutes,
So-
but go on.
It's the longest time.
Okay.
Okay,
If I
but
want
that's
a
6
hot-
minutes.
if I want a hot dog, I want it fast.
Yeah, exactly.
And so think of a person, think of a middle schooler. They may smell bad, but they are good people.
Wow.
Wow, that was
Thank you.
Wow.
not true. Middle schoolers suck so hard.
Honestly, though,
They're the worst people
I
God
agree.
has ever created.
I agree with you because I had the biggest struggles in middle school. But you know, it still works for other people, other individuals. You know, can't judge a book by its cover
I mean-
because if they smell like hot dog water, they could be good people.
I mean, I feel like we've all been through that stage in middle school where like you wear jean shorts, like
Or the
unironically.
ripped-
Did you have no
Jeans.
uniform?
No, dude.
What?
Oh, I
Yeah.
had a damn uniform.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Let's talk about this
Yeah.
now.
Well, see, my uniform was white and khakis. It was either a white shirt or purple, but purple does not look good on me. Oh. So it was white and khakis, and I looked pretty good.
Okay.
But you know, it's just weird seeing everyone in the same outfit.
Yeah.
And
I hate that,
I've
dude.
always said that I go against uniforms because it you know causes people to not express the creativity that they
Facts.
have. And especially, you know, talking to someone like Kato right now who's so stylish and so creative with with his outfits.
I wonder if they can hear that. I screamed. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so I feel like uniforms should not be a thing, which is why I enjoyed high school a lot more.
Mhm.
And I got to, you know, see all these type of creative looks from different people.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah, I thought everyone had uniforms elementary and middle school.
I didn't have. I used to, but then they got rid of it in like 2nd grade at my
So,
school.
I've been to public school all my life, including preschool.
Mhm.
And say what you will about public school, I think everyone should go to public school. I seriously do, because if you don't, odds are you're just gonna end up weird.
See, I disagree with that.
Really?
Really?
I feel like it's to each their own, just the same as how I believe not everyone is a college student. Not everyone should attend college because not everyone, has the tendency to actually do well in college. They have more successes outside of college. So I feel like a private
Okay.
school is to each their own, and they get. I can say this: private schools do have a more personal touch than public schools, because private schools, it's like, let's say 15 students in one classroom, and the teacher is talking to each student.
I see. I understand where you're coming from, but I also think about money because money is really important to me. So, but public schools are free. All you have to really do is do the notebooks, the folders, and everything like that, and then Walmart and like other department
Walmart?
stores. Huh?
Walmart?
Yeah, they do like the 97-cent folders and composition books and everything like that. Like, shout out to Walmart right now. But then
Yeah,
also,
shout out to Walmart, but like what?
yeah, you don't buy your school supplies from Walmart.
Well, sometimes, but like, what's the correlation? What are you getting at?
Okay, so like for public school, you don't have to pay for anything except for the notebooks or the pencils or anything, and
Got
then
you.
Walmart makes that super easy.
Cool.
So for families who can't afford that type of stuff. However, private schools, yes, you're getting. Oh my god, that was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh
have
my
to-
gosh.
Sorry.
We have to cut that one out.
No, I don't know. Here's the thing: we don't know how to edit.
Unedited every time. That's what I like.
Well, yeah, we can only do unedited because we don't know how to edit.
Yeah. Good. We're in agreement then.
Okay.
Okay.
But anyway, but a private
Gus hates
school,
me right now.
a private school, you have to pay for the tuition and you have to pay for some of the classes and the uniforms.
Yeah.
So I do think that like comes with a struggle of everything. So
Yeah,
I
it does,
do.
but again, to each their own, because some people do have the money to go into those private schools.
No, I think everyone should go to public school and get like bullied just a little bit, not too much. I feel like
I'm
that's
sure
perfect.
people get bullied at private schools too.
Oh, I hear.
There are a lot of private schools that are run by Catholic nuns,
Really?
and
What do they?
those nuns, oh my God,
Well,
they
how
are
do-
ruthless.
But how do they
Yeah,
bully?
they're-
Like God
so-
doesn't love you, or like
No, they're like, you see
I mean,
this ruler here?
oh
Yeah.
No, like sometimes though, because well, first of all, I've heard like stories from a like private Catholic school, from my hometown. Not gonna name any names or anything like that,
Obviously.
but the bullying problem there was just horrendous because
Really?
like even though it was a private school, since it was like so small as a private school, like everyone knew each other and like
Oh, okay.
knew insecurities and stuff like that, and for that reason it made it like easy. And also one of my friends that I have made here at VCU, she was
Is
telling
that the
me
same
about
college you said earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're at VCU for this episode. you
Yeah,
know.
for this episode.
Yeah,
Can't wait
exactly.
till next episode.
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
travel.
like
We
ASU or
travel
something.
every episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coming to a school near
Next
you.
up, we're going to Mexico.
We're going to a snow college. Yeah.
Nice.
I think you mean ice.
Oh my gosh.
Shut up. But anyway, she was telling me about like her senior like theology teacher, and I guess they have like theology class every year because they're Catholic, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like how she was talking about like gay people, and like basically, and well, obviously like the Catholic Church doesn't think that's right. Not that I don't think that's not right. No, like I don't think there's a problem with it, but the Catholic Church does, and some idiotic people still believe in everything the Catholic Church has to say. But anyway, the thing is, my friend that was talking to me about this is bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
And so she spoke up. Like, no one else in the class spoke up besides her. And she got in big trouble for that. So, like, I don't know. Catholic school just doesn't sound like a move to me.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know how you said that everyone knows each other there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some friends from back home who did go to a private school before they went into high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it opened the doors for the friendships to be forever, you know? Because they are still friends to this day. They stuck through high school together. Two of them have been dating since they were in that private school, and they're still
That's cool.
together. Yeah, they're long distance
That's
right
really
now, and
fun.
they're kicking the stereotype that long distance relationships don't work.
Really?
Yeah, they're kicking butt.
All
So
right.
I feel like, in a way, it does make it more personalized, just like how it's more personalized with the teachers and the students. I feel like it's more personalized within the students themselves as well.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking about the Catholic Church, me and Allie decided that we are the same person today. And let me tell you why. So we were sitting there at work, you know, you can imagine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were sitting there, and then
Barbecue sauce on our titties.
yeah, you know how it be.
Yeah.
But, and I've never like gotten to work with Allie that much. Like we've just never had our hours didn't like line up and stuff like that. But all just today, we found out that we were both raised in Catholic families in predominantly Mormon areas. And we've both kissed people that have since gone to Ivy League schools.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Who was the person that you kissed? Well, not who did you kiss, but like what school are they going to?
Princeton.
Really?
Wow.
And the funny thing about that is, for our two viewers out there, and now it's just Justin and Gus.
Yeah.
but-
You stopped listening halfway through.
But I used to play a lot of volleyball, and Princeton actually looked at me.
Dude.
So
Can you imagine if you gone to Princeton?
I know, we wouldn't have
But then-
met.
I know, we wouldn't have done this podcast.
Here's what happened. They talked to me. They approached me. They were like, "Hey, we really like what we're seeing out there from you on the court." And I'm like, "Oh, cool," because like this is the first time I've been approached by any like major university.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like so starstruck. I was like, "Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you." And then they were like, "Yeah, we want to talk to you about potentially coming to play for Princeton. But before we do that, what's your ACT score?"
Oh.
And I said, "Yeah, 25."
That's
and
not
they
bad
said,
though.
"Yikes, we gotta go." And then they sprinted away from me.
Wow.
Sprinted.
But at
You would
25
think that
isn't
people
that
from
bad.
Princeton wouldn't sprint,
I know.
you know?
I feel like they'd hop on like a hoverboard or something and like.
They didn't. But first they were like, "Yeah, try and get that up to a 31, then we'll talk." And I'm like,
Isn't it out of 36 though?
"Yeah,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
a big score." And
That
I'm
is
like,
a big
"Nah,
score.
Listen, like I'm smart. I'm smart, but I'm just not fast. And you need both.
Yeah.
You know."
Well, I don't, but yeah. I've never been to Princeton, so I don't really know.
Well, I've never been to Princeton. They just saw me at a volleyball tournament.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
Guys.
do you also relate to Allie in the sense where she said she will not eat a duck's gallbladder?
You were there for that, huh?
I was there for that.
Oh, wait, okay. I was not there, so can you explain what's going on?
So this is what happened. Allie was telling me about this appetizer her mom makes.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, her mom puts mozzarella cheese on a peach.
Okay.
And I said, "Huh? Why you ruining a peach?"
Exactly.
I mean, I'd eat it.
Would you?
Yeah,
Listen,
I'm
like,
not picky.
I'm
I
not
wanna try new
picky
foods.
either. Like, I'd probably try it, but like, you don't mess with God's perfection. Like peaches, best fruit.
Okay.
Okay, debatable.
To
but
me,
Yeah,
to
you can
me.
continue.
But getting back to it, and then we were talking about like fancy foods because one of the people we work with was there. I don't know why that took so long to say. But, and he was like telling me about how like I'm gonna be some fancy engineer someday, like traveling the globe a bunch, and then I'm gonna like come back to like visit one of these days. And then Allie was like, "Yeah, he's gonna come back and be like, yeah, Allie, and your non-refined palate, you're gonna come back. Don't even talk to me if you haven't tried duck gallbladder." And she just continues working. I start dying. I'm laughing so hard because that is such intense crackhead energy from Allie, and that's what I am about. You know that.
I know.
But I start cracking up. But as soon as I'm like dying, a guest walks in,
Mm-hmm.
and so she's just like, "Hi, welcome in."
Yeah.
And like I have to take a breathe. I have to take like a 20-foot
Yeah.
walk away,
Yeah.
just so I can re-catch my breath. And she's just staring at me.
Yeah, I
from
don't
the front
know
desk.
how long you laughed.
I
I
laughed a
believe it was
while.
about 6 to 7 minutes that you were just laughing.
I laughed a while.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, I have some really bad news.
we're out of time.
We're gonna have to stop recording. Unfortunately.
I said my piece. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good till next week.
Guys.
Yeah, me too. You know, Chuck E. Cheese, don't go there.
In summary, Chuck E. Cheese, don't go there. Even
Mrs.
though my
Puff,
mom does.
respect Mrs. Puff.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Puff becomes a
Miss-
watermelon. Cut that in half.
That's our size of our pizzas.
You know. Don't
Private
put my-
schools.
Private
ECU.
schools maybe better than public schools. Who knows? Up for debate. Up for more
Almond
debate.
Joys, maybe better than Mouse.
Well, you know what I've been
Up
thinking?
for debate.
I think we should have some guests on this podcast, and then maybe they can debate on public versus private schools.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We have friends of both natures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But lastly, and I can't stress this enough, don't put mozzarella cheese on peaches. You don't need that negativity in your life.
All right. I
Just
think that's the best way to end the podcast. All right. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back with another episode soon.
Once again, I'm Cato.
I'm Justin.
I'm Gus.
Thanks for tuning in to the Macarons Podcast.
Have a blessed week and remember to smile.